Welcome to practice. I'm Donna Cavanough, and we're going to begin laying down today. It'd be really nice to have a support underneath your shoulder blades. So I've just got a blanket. You could use a rolled up towel. And if you fold that along the long edge, then it can go under the shoulder blades like a little bolster. So shoulder blades means that your head can reach the floor. And if it can't, with comfort, then put a pillow in under your head as well. And your arms can be where that feels good for you today. So that might be straight out from the shoulders. I'm just going to rest my upper arms on the blanket and on my belly. And we'll have a neutral position for the legs and spine here, or lower spine. So feet hip width and parallel on the floor, legs parallel and bent. And finding the feeling of your breath, the feeling of it moving in your ribs, your torso. Notice where the blanket is behind your back and the way that it brings the bones of your thoracic spine, the spine behind your lung, forward and increases the breadth, the volume of the lung. And we're going to try and hold on to this feeling in the spine of that part of your back, your thoracic spine, embedding towards the front of the torso. As you roll over carefully and come into all fours. Find a neutral position for the spine, but explore that pressing down of the thoracic spine without collapsing the lower back. So lifting the front core of the body, but pressing down between the shoulder blades. Good. Stretch the fingers out wide, press the fingerprints. And then we're just going to start to sway the hips gently from side to side. And explore that movement, how it can stretch the sides of your waist and feel good, the back of the hips and feel good. And noticing the flow of your breath, constant. Great. And then we're going to do that same movement, but with the toes tucked under and the knees just off the floor and the hips moving from side to side. Pressing fingerprints down. We're lifting the front core of the body and pressing the bones of the thoracic spine forward or down. Nice work. Releasing and find forward Virasana now. So have your knees wide enough for your belly or your chest. Stretch your arms forward, as far forward as your shoulders allow. And bringing the bones of the spine forward to the front of the body. And as you breathe, finding space for your lower back, middle back. Nice work. Lifting up now, back onto all fours. And we're going to arch the spine up and down. Explore how every joint moves. Right up to the base of your skull. Finding the flow of your breath. Good. Hold the spine in the downward shape or the valley shape. Tuck your toes under and come up into downward facing dog pose. So you're going to take your hips back as far as your shoulders allow. Pressing your heels. Ah. Mm. And then we're going to do that movement of the hips go from side to side. And what I want you to try and find is your stretch for your side waist. You can bend your legs as required. That might be one leg at a time. Keep your neck relaxed and try to find that stretch in your side waist as you swing hips from side to side. Nice work. Bring the knees back to the floor. Take the arms back beside your body, child's pose. And again, focusing the breath into your back body, your lower back. The space between the shoulder blades. Lovely. Take the arms forward as far as you can. And then we're going to reach both arms over to the left side of the mat. And if you particularly reach with your right, you'll get that nice big stretch in your right waist, right lower back. Breathing deeply. Satisfyingly. Good. And then we take both hands over to the right side of the mat and particularly reaching with your left arm so that we can find that stretch in the left lower back, left waist. And if, like me, you're vulnerable in your shoulder, it'll probably be a big stretch in your left shoulder as well. Lovely. Come back to center. We're going to come back up into downward facing dog pose. Opening the chest towards the legs as far as you can. Pressing the heels. Good. And then little steps forward. Just go as far forward as you can. Keep your hips back. So before you start bringing the shoulders forward, and then walk the feet back again. So you might just be walking in a little section at the back of the mat and get your feet to move. So really lifting up onto the balls of the feet, pressing the heels. And then walking all the way forward. When you run out of room, rolling on up. Lovely. We're going to face the short end of the mat. Call that the front. Tadasana. your mountain pose. Taking time to tune into your breath, to feel your feet, strong legs. Lovely. We're going to take the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana, and then halfway Uttanasana. And we're just going to warm the spine up here by arching up and down. So legs are a little bit bent, your hands are on your thigh. But we explore that movement of the spine all the way along the spine. Staying tuned into the flow of the breath. Finish with the spine arching forward or down, so you're in a back bend shape. Good, and then take your hands as far down your leg as you can reach, and bend your knees until you can reach the floor. Good, and if you really can't reach the floor, just keep holding your leg. But then we're going to try and straighten the legs, but without the spine bulging upward towards the ceiling. So we keep the back bend shape and we explore getting the legs a little bit straighter. Ooh. Nice work. And then bend your knees and rolling up. And arms up, Urdhva Hastasana and Tadasana. Urdhva Hastasana, Uttanasana, bones of the spine embedding forward. Bend your knees enough to keep that valley shape for your back. Hands can be on the floor or your legs, but this time we're going to turn the toes out. And then try straightening your legs. Ooh. Without hunching the back up to the ceiling. We try to keep the valley shape in the back and explore where that stretch happens in the leg. Nice work. Bending your knees, rolling yourself up. You can bring your feet back to parallel. Urdhva Hastasana and Tadasana. Okay, and one more. Arms up. From Uttanasana to Urdhva Hastasana. And then Uttanasana, mucking up my words. We're going to put the toes towards each other, even touching the big toes, and the heels are still about hip width distance apart. Bend the knees enough to be in your forward bend without hunching your spine. So we want to have that feeling of the valley shape or the bones of the spine pressing down. Good. And then try and stretch your leg. So you might notice the stretch shifts across the back of the leg, depending which way the toes are going. Ooh. Finding your satisfying breath. Nice work. Bend your knees, come up, put your feet back to parallel, Urdhva Hastasana and Uttanasana. Great. Urdhva Hastasana, Uttanasana. Step your left foot back and find your left heel on the floor. Bend your front knee as much as you need to. So if you're really struggling touching the floor here, you can put your hands up onto your leg. But if that makes you too wobbly, then that's when a chair seat would be useful to hang on to. But as much as you can, hands are at the floor, and bend your front knee to make that happen. Because we want to find that we can still move the spine. So arch the spine up, arch the spine down. Try that once more. Find your breath. Good. Really embedding the bones of the spine into the front chest. Great. And now keep your back heel pressing and try to straighten your front leg. Okay. We're going to lift up onto the heel And windscreen wiper that front foot from side to side. Take it slow and feel where the stretch shifts across your leg. Mm. Good. And then releasing back to parallel, that foot parallel to the edges of the mat. We're going to lift up, step the left foot forward, and be balanced on the right leg. Whoa. Which might feel a little wobbly. We've really stretched right along those fibers of the hamstrings. Okay, and then we're standing on the right leg, and give yourself a challenge. So that might be left tiptoes on the floor. It might be trying to hold your knee and standing tall, or even holding your foot. But finding your center, finding your stability. Great work. And as ever, when you place your foot, don't fall back into place. If possible, try to find with just the skin where you're going to put that foot down. Tadasana. Urdhva Hastasana. Uttanasana, with the bones of your spine pressing forward. So bend your knees enough. Hands to the floor or onto your leg, but we're going to step the right foot back and press the right heel down to the floor. Good. So have your front leg as bent as you need to, so that you can find your arching up and down of the spine. Oh. Arch the spine down so you have your valley shape, feeling your suppleness, feeling the breath. Good. And straighten your front leg as much as you can without compromising your back. Great. And then we're going to lift up onto the heel of the left foot and windscreen wiper your foot. And nicely done. Put the foot back down so that it's parallel to the long edges of your mat. Up, step forward, balance on your left foot, and give yourself a challenge. So you can keep your right tiptoes at the floor. You can lift your leg high and hold your knee. Ooh. It's a big challenge for me. Finding your center. The flow of your breath. And placing your foot just with the skin at first, and then transferring your weight. Tadasana. We're going to step to be facing the long edge of the mat now. Whichever foot brings you to that position. Feet are out at hip width. Incorrect. Feet are out at leg length distance. Turn your toes in and heels are out. Good. Feel the lift in the front of the legs, front of the hips, belly, breastbone, and take your arms up by your ears. Looking up, shining the heart up, shining the heart out. Beautiful. Bring the hands in front of your heart. We're going to take the torso forward. Bend the knees as much as you need to put your hands on the floor, or else hold on to your chin. Arch the spine up and down. Find your best downward position for the spine. Good. And then try to straighten your leg. Lift your kneecaps and your sit bones and your quadriceps, that's the front of the thighs. Look forward, lift the breastbone. Great. And then with each breath, take the torso a little further forward, the top of the head a little further forward, or even down towards the floor in the line of the feet. So strong, strong legs here. Feel each toe doing a little of the work, keeping you on the floor. The outside edges of your feet, lift the inner arches of your feet. We're going to walk the hands over now towards the left foot. And the further you can reach with your right arm, the bigger the stretch. You can just rest your head on your arms, your neck is relaxed. Keep the legs strong. Yes. And then back to center. Walking the hands over to the right foot, really reaching with your left arm. Lifting kneecaps, quadriceps. Good, and then back to center. Good. And then we're going to have the hands under the chest and bend one leg, straighten the other, and then keep going from side to side. And explore that movement, finding your stretch, finding where the hamstrings will move to, where the hips will move to. Movement of your ankles, the flow of your breath. Nice work. We're going to lift back up. Jump or step or stamp into Tadasana. And our little sequence that we did on Wednesday, we'll repeat. Vrksasana, tree pose. Bring your hands in Namaste in front of your heart to begin. Turn your left foot out at 90 degrees and decide where you're going to put your left foot. Keep your tiptoes on the floor. Place the foot under the knee, or you might need to use your hand to help you place your foot above the knee on the right leg. Feel the sides of the waist lengthen. Feel the lift in the front core of the body. The relaxed feeling in your shoulders. And take your arms up by your ears. Really reach. Reach the thumbs back, the small fingers up. Finding your flow of breath and movement. Good. We're going to release and always trying to place the foot by finding the floor with the skin only first, and then transferring your weight. Good work. Jump or step, leg length distance. We'll turn the right foot out at 90 degrees. Trikonasana. Arms reach from your shoulders. Reach your right arm over your right leg and left arm up to the ceiling. Rolling back the left side of the body. Good. And then inhale and come up. Arms reach out from the shoulders, still from the heart. Turn the feet to the left. Wiggle them a little further apart and bend your left leg. Reaching back into your right fingertip, right side. Lift up, turn the feet to the opposite side. Right leg bends. And then we're going to take the right elbow down onto the right knee and the left arm by the left ear. And rolling back the left side of the body, opening the heart towards the ceiling. Bend the hips a little more. Good, inhale. And coming up. Nice work. Turn the feet to the front. Turn the feet to the left. And for our Ardha Chandrasana, we're going to be balancing on the left foot and lifting the right leg up behind. So you might need to bounce the right foot in until you find you can balance on your left. You can try this with hands at the heart in Namaste or arms straight out from the chest. And we're lifting the right leg. Rolling back the right side of the body. Testing the balance. Good. And landing. And stepping into Tadasana. Finding the flow of breath. Virksasana on the other side. So we turn the right toes out this time. We're standing on the left leg. Decide where you're going to place your foot so that you are stable. Lifting belly, lifting breastbone, relaxing shoulders, lengthening the sides of the waist and arms up by the ears. Reaching back through the thumbs and up through the small fingers. Nice work. Releasing. Find where you're going to put your feet. Great. Step or jump or stamp. Feet out to leg length distance. For Trikonasana to the left side, turn the feet to the left. Bring the arms out from chest height, shoulder height, and reach your left side, left hand as far as you can out to the left, and then place it down onto your leg. Right arm to the vertical, rolling back your right hip, right rib, shining the heart out, shining the heart up, finding the flow of your breath, and feeling your feet, your strong legs. Beautiful. Core body lifts you up. And we're going to turn the feet to the opposite side, to the right. A little bit wider distance so you can bend into your Virabhadrasana to your right leg. Looking over your right fingertips, but reach back through the left fingertips. Lift the pelvic floor. Lift the front core. And breathing. Lovely. Lift up. Turn your feet to the opposite side. So we're facing to the left this time. Left leg bends. Go back in our warrior two. But we're going to put the left elbow on the left knee and the right arm by the right shoulder and reach the torso. Right ribs roll back. Heart shining out. Heart shining up. Hips dipping a little bit lower. Good. And then inhale and coming up. Nice work. Turn the feet to the right side. Think about how you're going to balance on your right foot. And you're going to dance the left foot in for your Ardha Chandrasana. Hands can be in Namaste at your heart or stretched out from your chest. Reach back with the back of the left hand so you're rolling the chest open, shining the heart up, You might have to land a few times. Giving it your best shot. And then releasing. And back to Tadasana. Turn the feet out a little. Toes out, I should say. And see how far your knees are happy with to squat down. And I want you to go as far as you can without lifting your heels off the floor. You can put your arms right out in front as a counterweight. And then we press into the heels so the legs feel really strong and take the weight of the lift into the legs. We're going to do that 2 more times. Maybe you feel like you need to adjust the angle of your feet. Your body will know. You will know where to put your feet. Good, let's try that again. So you don't want to hurt your knees. It might just be a little mini squat if you're vulnerable in your knees. Otherwise, you go as far as you can, but without lifting the heels and holding that position. Ooh. And then press into the heels to lift up. Good. We can even do another foot at angle adjustment, whatever feels like it's going to work. Good. One more. So be kind to your knees and just to where you're able to keep your heels on the floor. And then pressing into the heels to lift up. Strong legs. Great work. So that's a nice warm-up for sitting without using your hands. But we're going to sit on the floor and be present to all of your movements, whether you use your hands or take a few stages to get to the floor. So precious to be able to do that. Keeps us in touch with our young selves, our childish selves. Sitting comfortably with, that means different things for different people. But if you put the blanket under your sit bones, it helps to lift the spine, and then you do with your legs what works. Simple twist. If you're in cross legs, it's Sukhasana. Uttara Sukhasana. Turning to the left. And exploring the different approach between simply observing. So we turn, the brain observes, and we feel like there's a limit. It's almost as if the body goes, yep, that's it. And the brain agrees. And that's all, folks. But what about if we follow the breath into really moving, into truly exploring, into being open to possibility and potential? And the brain can rest or simply be astonished. Following your flow of breath back to the center. And if you happen to have cross legs, swap the one that's on top. Turn your torso to the right, lifting your spine, and find the experience of that feedback loop that means you stop moving. And then follow the flow of your breath. Free yourself. Follow your flow of breath back to the center. And we'll lie down. We're going to do a little bamboo pose. So the blanket is really handy under the tailbone. And it's to lift the tailbone up so that your legs balance easily over the torso. And if you find that ease and your back feels good, then you can take your legs straight up. If that causes you to then be tense in your belly or your back, then just put your feet on the floor and lift that blanket right up under the sacrum and just relax there. But if you're enjoying your bamboo posed legs, then do that. And whichever one you're doing, we want to really give in to the pose, to the support, to the shape. Finding a deep and satisfying breath. I'm limited in what I can do with my arms currently, but you might like to do cactus arm, which is elbow straight out from your shoulder, back of the hands towards the floor. Good, and then taking your legs down and take the blanket out. Put the hands on the floor, palms down beside you. Your arms are straight and parallel, feet are parallel. And lift your hips off the floor and roll each bone of the spine off the floor. Keeping your neck nice and long. And then rolling down. And we'll do a couple more of those. And we've explored the suppleness of the spine in this practice. Good. Lowering down now. Pick your feet up off the floor, lift your hips, swing them left. Knees are going to go to the right. You can take your arms straight out from your shoulders if that feels good. And then we lift up using the core awareness. Lift the hips, swing them to the right, and the knees go left. And a couple more to each side. warming the core body. Lovely. Hug your knees into your chest when you're done. Feeling that satisfying flow of breath. Just gently turn your head from side to side across the back of your head. Just let go of any tension that might be hanging around in the neck. And back to center. We're going to roll carefully to the right side. And then come up to sitting. Bring your hands in front of your heart. And take the feeling of the practice with you. Namaste.